I'm not sure how politically minded the rest of you are, or if you even care about what's going on in big government today. But I, for one, am sick and tired of being held hostage by politicians. Today, with a little less than 1 week before we as a nation go into financial default, the Republicans have a solution which will put the entire burden on the backs of the poor, the elderly, and the middle class. With their no tax increase, all spending cuts plan, they want big oil to keep their subsidies and tax breaks. They insist the Bush tax cuts for the wealthy remain off the table, and for large corporations like GE, who made $14 billion last year and who paid no federal taxes, it would be business as usual. I needn't go on, because hopefully you're as disgusted as I am and will choose to voice your opinions aloud. A simple solution would be to quit giving sweetheart tax breaks to large corporations. They'll only continue to export jobs and manufacturing to other countries regardless. We need to put all foreign aid on hold until we get our own damn house in order. And we need to cut way back on our unnecessary military outposts around the world. Over 850 military bases in over 67 countries, according to figures assessed in 2001. God only knows what those numbers are now. And is this show of military might really necessary for our security? Kind of makes you wonder. We need to change the tax code to balance the scales. A 35% tax across the board, everyone pays the same. Then put a cap on spending for at least 5 years. And then assess our progress. And furthermore, there's absolutely no reason to mess with Social Security. It belongs to the people who paid into it. It should have remained an untouchable trust fund for the people instead of another piggy bank for the government to rob at will. In fact, a really good idea would be for the government to pay back all IOUs placed in Social Security, which bailed out other government agencies. And above all, America needs to remember the politicians who don't play well with others and who fail to listen to the public, and vote their deaf, argumentative asses right out of office. I'd like to think my taxes are paying the salary of a politician who had my back and best interests at heart. The fact that politicians are playing a game of chicken with our financial well-being is viciously insulting and should be a major trigger for each and every one of you. The big question is, what are you going to do about it? We, the general public, have a bad case of short-term memory. We've seen all this before. Most of us just weren't paying attention because it didn't affect us directly. Well, complacency is a luxury we can no longer afford. Anyway, I'm just about out of hot air, so I yield back my soapbox and I reserve the remainder of my rant. It's just a little food for thought. My name is Bruce, and I'm just another pissed-off American citizen, and I promise to remember the politicians who are making life miserable, and they will not get my vote. Will they get yours?